So you know how like in high school when you had to like draw a circle and then you had to draw this one little dot outside of the circle and draw like a two triangles to meet in that dot over there?
Louis, what are you talking about?
Hey guys, you're listening to Musical Tangents
Where we talk about anything and everything.
and music. Stay tuned. Welcome back to our show. How was your break? So you probably had a lot of things going on.
Yeah, it was good. What did I do? It feels so long ago since we had a break. I spent a lot of time with family, and then I flew to Massachusetts to visit some more family. And what did we do there? Oh, I went to the Clark Institute. That was fun. It's a museum / gallery in where is it? Williamstown. It's like it's kind of associated with Williams College, but it's not. It's definitely its own thing. But they have like a research center there, so it's really cool. They have an amazing permanent collection.
What did you? What was the music like? What did you see there?
They had a really big collection. I don't know if I'm going to say this right, but it's Holmes, the American painter.
Okay.
They had a huge variety of everything. Now, like, I'm not an artist, so I don't know what I'm talking about. I just like to enjoy the art. So
isn't that most people?
Yeah, I'm like the average museum goer. So they had a lot of the collection was really expansive. They had stuff going back to Italian Renaissance to modern Impressionism.
Okay.
So, they had like
definitely
a little bit of everything.
Definitely it was not a small collection.
It's not a small collection. Very expansive, very impressive. A lot of like American artists as well. So it was really cool. It was really fun to go see. And they also like inside the gallery, it's not like the art doesn't just end inside the gallery. I don't remember. My sister's a landscape architect. And so she was telling me about who designed the building and the landscape architecture that surrounded it. Because it's like it kind of feels like you're in the middle of nowhere when you're in Williamstown. So it's beautiful. They have these huge mountains surrounding the museum. So like the beauty of art doesn't end when you leave the museum. Like as you're leaving, there's this beautiful architecture surrounding you and you see these beautiful mountains and they have these walking paths. And I went in the winter, so I didn't get to really enjoy all of it because like in the summertime they have this reflective pool that my sister was telling me about. It was like gorgeous, but it was winter time, so they didn't have any water in there.
They closed it down for the winter.
Unfortunately, yeah.
How big is Williamstown? I'm only asking because I've never been to Massachusetts.
It's pretty small. It's a pretty small town. It's like a small like liberal arts college.
Oh, okay.
Like kind of everything is centered around.
Okay.
Not too different from where we currently live.
Well, yeah.
But there is only one college and it is much, much more condensed. It's very small. We didn't really go around the town a whole lot because my sister's like, I live here. I don't like it's whatever. So
yeah, she was being every resident possible.
Yeah,
she's like, there's nothing to do here, and you're like, but I'm new here.
Yeah,
show me around.
Pretty much.
So did you go there over Christmas break?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did your entire family go?
No, just me.
Oh, okay.
Just me. Yeah. But I have family that's up there, so I was visiting them.
Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So, I have to ask, was there any, like, playlist that you listened to because it was Christmas season?
Oh, that's a good question. My roommate and I made a Christmas playlist of, like, the stuff we like.
Uh-huh.
So, hold on. I can pull it up. because I don't remember what's in there.
Okay,
it's been
go
like,
ahead. Yeah,
it's been
of
like
course.
a month, but it's like the classic stuffs that we listened to as a kid. Where is it?
Okay, I'm gonna
Hold on.
I'm getting excited, but also nervous because what do you? Let's see what your childhood Christmas songs are.
So the first song in the playlist, I'm sure you can. I want you to guess what's the first song in the playlist.
Is it Mariah Carey?
Yeah.
What's the title? I don't.
All
even,
I Want for Christmas is You.
Yes.
Okay, so that's the first song.
The song that haunts everyone.
And then I just want you to guess the second song. It's also really popular Christmas.
Wham!
Yeah.
Last Christmas?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, then we have like the Vince Guaraldi Trio album is in here. And then a lot of like Nat King Cole, Brenda Lee, Andy Williams, Justin Bieber, Paul McCartney, Michael Bublé, Frank Sinatra. I mean, all of the like what you would consider like Christmas classics is what we put in here. Because like, have you ever like been listening to a Christmas playlist and then they randomly put in like a new cover and you're like, what is this?
Yes,
So that's why we made it, because we were getting tired of like these random ass Christmas songs. And we were like, we don't want to listen to that.
Well, I think there are some covers that are nice, but
Yeah,
you know,
for
like,
sure.
I don't know. Like, do you know the song "This Christmas"? I forgot the singer's name. He's like this R&B singer who unfortunately passed away very young. It's like, and this Christmas will be.
Yeah, that one's good.
I like the original version the best, obviously, but then I think I heard. Oh man, I don't know if it was CeeLo Green or John Legend who sang it.
Those are two very different people.
I know. They're actually, and speaking of which, both of them might have covered it.
Okay.
At one point. But I remember, I think one that I heard the most often was John Legend. And I was like, man, as much as I love John Legend's voice, it's just not the same. Donny Hathaway, that's the artist's name.
Oh, okay.
Donny Hathaway. He's really forgotten, and he's really well known because of that one Christmas song. But he's a forgotten artist because he passed away young, unfortunately. But yeah, there are definitely some covers that I was like, that's an interesting cover. But I mean, you know, Michael Bublé did some covers, and his covers are pretty good.
His covers are amazing. His covers are approved.
I mean, did I
wait? Have you seen his like recent like NHL press conference thing?
I don't think so.
We don't have to get too into it, but he was like off the walls, and it's really funny.
He's funny. He's a funny man. But also like, oh gosh, it's so funny. I think he appeared in Graham Norton's show at one point, and he was talking about the Christmas album.
Yeah,
and he was like, "Yep, for 10 years or something like that." The album that was most listened to in Australia was his Christmas album.
Oh, I think I've heard about this.
And Graham Norton was like, "What do you mean for 10 years? Like, how does that work?" And he was like, "I don't know. It's a good coaster." So, you know, but it's that made me think Australia has like the opposite weather compared to what we experience. So like it makes sense that because I believe the calendar is still going to be the same. So Christmas season is going to be still December. But then
there's summertime.
Yeah, there's summertime. And then there comes the winter and it's like June, July.
Yeah. Maybe do they listen to it in June and July?
I think he said they do.
Okay. So they're listening to it twice a year.
Basically, because, you know, it's snowing.
That would explain how it's like the most popular. If they're
I think
to
that's
twice a
why.
year.
I think that's why. But like I remember the funniest thing, of course, out of that whole thing was you remember his meme where he's coming out of the cave?
No. That was a meme?
There's a picture.
I feel like I'm always up to date on the pop culture. How did I miss that?
It's hilarious. I thought it was the most hilarious thing I've ever seen. Because, like I've known him from other songs too.
Yeah.
So like when he released a Christmas album, I didn't know that some people didn't know who he was, or some people don't listen to his other songs.
Yeah.
But like there's this picture of him. It's like, it's photoshopped, but it's like him coming out of a cave. And he looks like he's singing. He's positioned like this. And apparently his friends sent him and he was like, look at this picture. But yeah, I don't know. The picture is funny looking because, it's like every time Christmas rolls around, it's either that picture or it's Mariah Carey.
No, literally. Have you heard there's like the soundbite where she's going like, it's time. And she's like emerging after Halloween.
Those classics they're never going to fade away from Christmas season.
No, they're classics.
Yeah. Okay, so how long was the drive?
To where?
To Williamstown.
Oh,
Is it far from here?
From where we are now?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't drive there. I flew there.
Oh, okay. How long was the flight?
Well, if my first flight hadn't have gotten delayed, I wouldn't have been stuck in the next airport for like 5 hours. So it should only take like 4 hours to get there, but it took like 12. So I may as well have just driven.
Oh my gosh. I need to tell you this story. Now, I don't think I shared this story with you. Okay. So last year for my birthday's in October. For my birthday, Samantha wanted to give me a grand gift. Mm-hmm. So she essentially bought the tickets to go to New York. Okay. Because and for our honeymoon, which was last June, we went to New York, but at the time we only saw like a handful of shows. Mm-hmm. This time it's for my birthday, but it was a little more special because there's a Stephen Sondheim show.
More special than your honeymoon?
No, not in terms of the trip. Okay, but in terms of the shows that we've seen. Okay, because for our honeymoon we did basically what every tourist do. So like we went to Color Factory, we went to see Sweeney Todd, all of these like iconic shows. And then, for my birthday, I'm not really in touch, like you said, as much as you are with the pop culture. So all the things that I see are obscure, bizarre stuff. But so one of the shows,
obscure and bizarre to you.
No, I think a lot of people would agree that they're obscure. Okay. So let me say this. So they're not obscure in a negative sense. It's just, it's just not something that it's going to be in pop culture. Okay. So the show that I saw was Sondheim's last show. He passed away in 2021. 2021, 2022. It's been a while, but the last show that he was working on is called Square One, or it was called Square One, and then it was changed to Here We Are, I think is the title. Mm-hmm. But it's a musical that's not completed. So we saw that. But anyway, my story to that is not that. It's not that. I've already talked about that multiple times with multiple different people. But on our way back, we were scheduled to leave at like 9 a.m. Yeah. Right? So that's normal. It's not bad.
Yeah, so you got to get there at like 7.
And we got there around 7:30. Yeah. Right? And we were trying to get tickets first so that we can have the tickets ready so that we don't have to wait for someone else to do anything. And then we were trying to check in our bags. So, we were doing the whole process. Now, I missed this, but Samantha saw this apparently. On the screen, as soon as we were trying to check in, it said, do you want to opt in for like a gift card, essentially, instead of if you were not to board this plane? which
Okay.
I didn't see that because I was like, what are you talking about? I'm getting on the plane. Now, needless to say, apparently they overbooked the flight,
Yeah.
sent me downstairs. Now, this is a tip for anyone who's planning on going to New York. Do not fly into John F. Kennedy at all cost. They are horrible. I've had the most horrible experience ever possible. So I went downstairs to where the worker basically told me you can probably buy tickets there. I went downstairs. The woman looks at me and she goes, "Oh, the best price that I can give you is $700 per ticket."
Yikes.
And I was like, "From New York to Kentucky."
Yeah. Well, hold on. Who did you...
It's
What?
Delta.
Oh, I've heard they're like kind of bad about stuff like this.
Yeah, apparently so. So I was like,
Because American just put me on another flight.
American Airlines?
Yeah, they were like, I mean, I think I may have bought insurance for the tickets though, but they just,
I did too, though.
oh, that's crazy. What they did is they were just like, we'll just put you on the next flight. And
Yeah.
you can also like call customer service and be like, you bumped my flight. And they'll be like, here's a gift card.
Yeah, they didn't do that. What I was able to do, however, was I got a basically refund because
Yeah.
that was still available for some reason. So I
I
got
mean, you
the full-
didn't get on the plane.
I know. It would have been crazy if we didn't even get the refund. So I was like, okay, at least we got that taken care of. So Samantha and I were sitting in the airport. We were like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? And then it hit me. I was like, let's drive.
Oh, you drove back?
We drove back.
Oh my God. That's a long drive.
It was, but honestly, it wasn't that bad. You
Yeah.
know, like we basically went to the car rental place in the airport, and we rented a car. We were like, here, off we go.
Was it cheaper?
Cheaper, but took a longer time. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
I
I don't
mean-
know if it's trade off or not. I think it would be better. So like if people want to travel a long distance and they don't, Samantha's afraid of flying. Yeah, she's a little afraid of flying, which is understandable because she's anxious about, what if airplane crashes? Now, morbid for sure, but it is a possibility at any given moment.
Yeah.
I've just been flying since I was a teenager, or much younger than that, but like as far as I can remember, flying by myself since I was a teenager. So I don't worry about that.
Yeah.
But for her, who's not been on the plane very often, that is a legitimate fear. But anyway, so for people who are wanting to travel, like do the road trip, that's basically how we thought of it. So like we had to get back soon so that we can go to work and things like that. But at the same time, we were just like, oh wow, this part's pretty, and we're just enjoying the scenery. It's
Yeah.
not something that you do often because a lot of people in America, they just fly.
I think it depends. Like growing up, my family was like, we're not flying anywhere. We are taking that 15, 16-hour road trip. 18, I think the longest we did was 18 hours.
Where were you going?
Massachusetts is like 18 hours away.
What?
Yeah.
Is it really?
Depending on which way you take. You can either go like up through Ohio or like down and around.
Is that including all of the breaks and things like that?
Yeah, that's including like taking like obviously like several like pit stops, getting lunch.
I was about to
all that
say,
stuff.
so like from New York to Kentucky,
Yeah.
we only stopped a few times, so we made it in like 11 hours.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. But like you don't realize like how much farther north like New England is.
Yeah.
Like New York
That's
is
true.
farther south on the East Coast than US. Not that it's like in the South by any means, but it's like I don't know. Massachusetts just is really way up there.
Yeah, no, I agree. We don't think about it often.
Yeah, no.
So like Maryland
Mm-hmm.
versus New York, people are like, oh, that's close. I'm like, what do you mean close? Define close.
Yeah. Or like we would take trips to Florida. That's a very like Southern American thing to do. You take your summer vacation to Florida, and those would always be like 12-hour car rides.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
And I hated that as a kid. I just hated long car rides. Now I'm like, it's whatever. But I feel like
Were you getting car sick?
No, I feel like as a kid, like your concept of time is so different. Like everything just feels so much slower when you're a kid. But now I just feel like time just like is running and never stops. Like I don't have enough time to do anything.
Yeah, time is definitely. I don't know. It's weird. You're right. It feels a lot. It feels like we're already in February.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like that's crazy to me.
Or like. It's just that we're already in 2024, or like the time warp between 2020 and 2024 has been like insane. I've been talking about this with like multiple people, and we're all just like it's just been like a flash of time. Even though for like a lot of that we were just stuck at home in quarantine.
I think that's why we feel the time warp.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like to me, like I was like in high school in 2019. But it doesn't feel like it was that long ago. But I mean, that was like 5 years ago. And it just doesn't feel real. It's weird.
It is definitely weird. And I think, I mean, again, it's like relativity theory. It's like time is subjective. It's relative. Yeah. It's not an absolute value. So... Do you want to hear about a morbid fact that I saw the other day? Now, this is the reason why I love dogs.
Yeah.
And I love cats too, but like I don't know if I want to get them as a pet.
Okay.
Here's the reason. And you know, this is the messed up part of my mind.
Okay.
I saw a video of someone explaining why the dog is so happy to see you after you were gone for maybe 2 hours. And it's because, according to our time perception, they live for about 12 to like 16 years. If
they're lucky.
Some dogs are pushing for 20, but that's really rare. I've seen dogs still who live up to be like 16 years old, and that was like, I don't even know if that dog is conscious anymore. Yeah. But anyway,
they're conscious anymore. Right. Okay. They're just in a vegetable state. Sometimes they are.
They're like blind. They lose senses.
They can't eat anything.
Yeah, they're in front of water and they're like, what is this? But anyway, so I remember the video was essentially talking about if relativity theory is correct, then dogs are feeling like a lot faster time frame than we are. So you know how like in all of the videos, all of the movies, like flies are portrayed as like really fast compared to humans, and humans, from their perspective, humans are really slow. That's why they can't catch them, right?
Yeah.
It's similar idea with dogs. So for them, an hour would be like a day already gone.
That seems like an extreme
time frame. It's an extreme time frame, but like generally speaking, for like an 8-hour period, it would be for them, it would be like already like
a day
or something like that. So therefore, that's one of the reasons why like they are just so happy to see you, because you were gone for a whole day according to them.
Yeah, but I don't know. Dogs still like know schedules, or especially cats. Like if you feed a cat at like dinner, it's dinner at like 6 p.m. Every day at 6 p.m. they're gonna let you know that it's time for dinner. So I do feel like they have some concepts of time, but like solely based on routines.
Yeah, and also a lot of it is habit.
Yeah.
So like I don't know, this is like psychology 101. It's like learning, you know, like the concept of learning and Pavlovian, theory
Yeah.
and all of that, where you're ringing the bell and then you bring out the meat.
Yeah.
So, the dogs are like, which is kind of interesting. You're right. It's like they just learn all of that. They're able to function with us for that long. But I don't know. At certain point, I was just like, I don't, and this is a silly excuse, but, like, I don't want to feel losing someone that quickly. I don't know. That's why I said it's a morbid part of my
I see.
mindset. It's like, I know that they're going to die
Yeah.
sooner than me for sure.
Yeah.
I guess not for sure. I don't know. we'll never know about the future. But it's like, if I know that they're going to pass away sooner than me, I don't know if I can deal with that after being attached to someone.
Have you ever had a pet before?
Yeah, but I don't think I was this like attached to something. Okay, meaning like I had 2 pairs of bunnies
Oh.
in
Okay.
2 different time frames.
Yeah.
But bunnies are so perceptive to disease. They die quickly.
Yeah.
Unless
I had
you're like-
bunnies too.
Yeah, unless you take care of them really well. But I don't think I've ever seen a family who had bunnies as pets who like passed a year.
No, I have. I mean, I have. What is it called?
Well, but yeah, like
this family I know has like one of those huge bunnies. Like the bunny is like this big, and it like just hops around their house.
I think that's the reason. So like for me, I think for my parents, they were being very sanitary. They didn't want the rabbits to like just wander around.
Yeah.
And there was an incident. We okay.
Incident.
It's Seoul. It's a city.
Yeah.
There are crooks and crannies that we don't realize that they are there.
Yeah.
We wanted the bunnies to feel free still.
Okay.
We let them out of the cage. We lost them for like 3 hours.
In your house?
No, not in our house. We had a
Oh.
little garden space, so
Okay.
we wanted them to
So they
feel outside.
escaped.
They escaped.
Oh my God! No, bunnies and Seoul. That could be a little movie.
Bunnies and Seoul. Anyway, so like we tried to give them as much space as possible, but I think that had to do with one thing, and there has to be cities have to be overwhelming for animals,
Yeah, for sure.
especially
I can
bunnies.
imagine. Yeah, bunnies are scared of everything.
Yeah, they're stressed out all the time.
They're
So, like-
at the bottom of the food chain. They are always stressed.
Yes. I feel so bad for them sometimes. But yeah, like it's like cars honking. Korea is loud.
Yeah.
I mean, and well, not Korea. Seoul is loud. So like it could not have been a good environment for them. So I think that's another reason why like we didn't. But like at that time, yeah, we felt sad, but I don't think I was going to be afraid of getting a pet in the future because I was like afraid of being attached to them and
Yeah.
dying, all of that. So I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like I have a different perspective because I grew up on a farm.
Yeah.
And so, like, I don't know, you get to see all this like cycles of life on the farm, and like sometimes there's good days, and then sometimes there's just like things that you can't control.
Oh, I bet.
And so I think it definitely taught me a lot about like dealing with things that you can't control in nature. But yeah, I mean, we had lots of pets. I had a beagle. I had a beagle growing up, and then she got old and passed away. And now I have a different beagle, but she's back home and I'm at college, so I don't get to see her as often. And then we always had like different barn cats that would show. We never like went and got cats. They just kind of came to us. They would just appear and we'd be like, we have a cat now.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, cats kind of choose you. You don't necessarily choose them. And then I had bunnies growing up. We have donkeys. Those are some of my favorite pets.
Donkeys?
They live forever. The donkeys we had when I was growing up, my dad got in the 80s. So my dad got them when he was like, I don't know, I guess in his 20s or something, just to have a donkey, because they're also good for like keeping predators out of the cattle herd, like keeping coyotes out and stuff. So they just kind of chill with the cows. But they were my favorite because you could just like sit on them and like they just kind of like ride them around, and they're just goofy. I love the sound that they make.
Yeah,
but,
they make funny noises.
Yeah, I think we had Sunshine until she was like in her 40s.
Wow,
that was the donkey we had when I was growing up, and then now we have Meryl and Daryl. So, yeah.
Who named them?
I named Meryl.
Okay.
Meryl showed up. She didn't have a name when we got her. And I just liked the name Meryl. Like, I just thought it was cute. And then my dad was like, we want baby donkeys. So he got a male donkey. And he already had a name. And it just happened to be Daryl. So now their names rhyme. And if they have a baby and it's a girl, we're going to name it Cheryl.
Well, if it's a boy, you can name it Cyril.
Yeah. I hadn't thought of that. That's good. But hopefully, their gestation period is like 12 to 14 months. So we've been waiting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
We've been waiting like a year and a half for a baby. Well, because when we bought Meryl, we were told that she was already pregnant.
Oh, okay.
And then she wasn't. So I think they got her off like Facebook Market. So... I don't know.
That's funny. So, if I just take one clip out of this podcast, they're going to see Meryl and Daryl, and they're going to be like, who are they talking about?
They're my pet donkeys. I can send you a picture. We can put like a picture of them. We'll put it like right here.
No, then it's going to make him look like in remembrance that they're
Why would
alive.
It be? Yeah, they're alive. We're talking. They'll have to listen to find out if they're alive.
Oh gosh. So it sounds like, I don't know. I think that perception difference definitely makes a difference.
Because it is hard. You definitely get attached to your pets, especially like my dog. Her name is Blue, and my cat Reese. Like we're the three of us are like a little pair when I come home, like because they get along with each other, so they're like snuggled up with each other, and I miss them. Maybe you'll go back for a short time soon. Yeah, I usually go home like every few weeks, anyways, to take care of things.
Well. It sounds like, sounds like you had a fun time over the break.
Yeah. How was your break? What did you do?
Not much. We went to Cincinnati.
Oh,
so
yeah.
My wife's family, and we went to Cincinnati, spent some time, just going to Kings Island, the zoo.
Kings Island was open?
They have winter festival.
Oh, that's
a
smart tactic for them.
Yeah, I don't know if they did that. Like 5 years ago.
Yeah,
that might be a new thing. I don't know, but we like seeing Christmas lights.
Yeah.
And what's funny to me is, of course, I'm colorblind, so like I like seeing all the lights where the colors are obviously different and they just look pretty to me. Some people might say, they're tacky and whatnot because, pastel is like a popular color nowadays. But for me, like,
not for Christmas lights, but
not for Christmas lights. Yeah. But like compared to like daytime, seeing everything at night lit up like that is like my favorite thing. It has been a favorite thing of mine forever. So we saw that. We did. Like if you go to Kings Island, the first thing that you see is like this lake, or not lake, like a pond.
I haven't been in like 10 years.
There's like a pond in the center.
Okay.
So they froze that, of course, for ice skating.
That sounds so cute. Oh my, I would have gone.
The
I'll have to go
only
next
problem
year. Is there like a million people there?
that, and I don't know if I shared this with you. I used to ice skate like as an elementary school kid. I was good enough apparently that I got the national gold medal at one point, but
Oh, you're just gonna talk about that lightly?
that was
like,
that was elementary school.
Still,
There were
that's
like
a big deal.
There were like 30 kids. What are you talking about?
Still,
30 kids in division, I guess.
So
like
in other words, you really know how to skate.
I used to.
Okay.
I used to skate every day. That was like for 7 years. That was like my thing.
That's crazy.
But that comes with a price, because you know, like how musicians have to be like nosy about, oh, that's not necessarily right, and things like that. You know, like when you hear the wrong note, or you know, like you hear someone trying to play Moonlight Sonata in the student center, and you're like, that's an interesting decision to make.
Yeah.
But you know, it's kind of like that with skating too, but it's actually dangerous. So like I see a lot of kids, I see a lot of adults not being adults, you know, they're being irresponsible, but they're like skating way too fast for the crowd, and you know, they don't have the control over their bottom part of the body. This is something that a lot of people actually have to know, is that they have more control with the upper body, because they, you know, they lift weights, they do all kinds of stuff, and with American culture primarily being sports culture primarily being like, you know, throwing footballs or playing basketball, it all deals with upper body. They will tell you that they do deal with this, but in ice skating, if you don't have control over your lower body, you're done. Because I've seen plenty of kids as an elementary school student who fall and they'll try to get up. Nope, their bone's broken. Because, you know, like, that's how fast and dangerous it is, which is one of the reasons why I'm always hesitant to go to public skating, because there are always stupid people who's trying to outdo everybody, and I'm like, calm down, slow down.
Yeah, I took ice skating lessons as a kid for like 3 times or something.
It's fun when you're a kid.
Yeah, the only thing that I remember that I learned was where you take your feet and you do the like.
Yeah.
That's all I learned, and I could like, if I really thought about it, I could maybe do it backwards.
Yeah.
But that's about it. And I know how to like stop by like turning my foot.
Learning how to stop is a big thing.
Yeah.
A lot of times when I see public skating rinks, a lot of amateur skaters don't know how to stop. And, you know, it's like driving a car. You need to learn how to stop, like, out of response, not in a practice session. So, like, if you know how to stop yourself in ice skating, you're, like, 70% there.
I want to learn how to do a spin.
That I don't know how to tell. I don't know how to tell you about that. I didn't do figure skating, so.
Oh yeah, I always thought it was so pretty. I love to watch the Winter Olympics, the skating. It's so gorgeous.
And music's gorgeous too.
Yeah, and the music's gorgeous too, and the costumes. I think everything about it is so pretty.
Yeah, but it's very dangerous. That's one of the reasons why, like, I have huge respect for athletes. It's just, you know, when I talk to the audience members, that's when I start to have problems. In any given situation, you know, like I go enjoy some music, there's always a heckler, and I'm like,
yeah,
sit down.
Oh my god, speaking of that, like, I've been going to movies recently, or the movies I've gone to recently.
Movie theater, like to the theater.
To the theater, or like where I work, we put on movies because we have a theater in there, and people like will talk through the whole movie, and it's like, you're not funny. Like, what? Like, your commentary is not funny. Like, it's only funny to you.
Do you think they're trying to be funny though?
I think they're trying. I think they think it's funny.
Well, yes, but again, that's my question. Do you think they're trying to be funny?
Sometimes, yeah. And then sometimes I think they just literally don't have social awareness.
Yeah, but that's like etiquette.
Yeah,
They just don't have it.
Then we made a whole video that plays before the movie, talking about movie theater etiquette. Like, please turn your phone off. Please don't talk.
That never works.
It did not work at all.
Did I ever tell you that brings me an interesting story? And this is one of the reasons why, like, I stopped making announcements before any kinds of shows if I'm the host of the show. So in public health, there's this concept about health education. Mm-hmm. You try to educate someone, that never sticks, right? So, like, for example, let me give you an example. If we say, now remember, your trash goes to this spot, right? That's environmental public health. So your trash has to go into trash can. If we say that, kids, non-kids, they're gonna, yeah, because I don't think they're adults, but you know, they just litter, right?
Yeah.
Easy way to fix that actually is putting a trash can where you want them to basically throw in there, right? Now, of course, there is something to be said about parents with kids who's trying to teach them how to throw away trash where they belong.
Well, I mean, these are full-blown adults.
Right, that's what I'm talking about, is that I think making that unconscious enough that they don't have to think what they're supposed to do. I think that's like one thing that I learned from public health. But yeah, I agree. It's ridiculous. It's like I've been to, you know, like the joke, of course, with classical music is that, oh, you don't know you're in a classical concert or recital if you don't hear a cough.
Yeah.
That's an eye roll moment right there.
Yeah, because it never fails.
Oh, there's always someone who's going to cough.
Always.
And I think part of it is that they're uncomfortable being silent.
I also think that it's like, a lot of times it can feel really like dry in the recital hall.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like they're uncomfortable with the silence.
No, I was thinking like literally like the drafts, like the physical air. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, that does make sense.
So they're dry coughing. They're like their throats.
Yeah, they got like a scratch in their throat.
So they have to do that. I don't know. It's always been interesting. But yeah, in terms of break, I mean, you know, that's mainly what I did. I ate great food.
Yeah, I
heard a lot of great music. You know,
I bet.
But you know, it's always great to have those breaks. You know.
Yeah, they're much needed. I need another one.
Tell me about it. Yeah, spring is going to be a long season. Yeah. Spring's always longer season than fall, I think.
Yeah.
Or at least that's how I felt ever since I mean,
we're still in winter. We're not at spring yet.
I know that.
I literally
academic year-wise.
Yeah.
So like spring semester always felt longer.
I mean, yeah, I think they're technically the same amount of time, but it always feels longer.
But don't you think there are more breaks over fall semester?
Yeah, there's more like odd days off. Like you have like Labor Day, and then they give us a really ridiculously short fall break.
Yeah, well.
And then Thanksgiving break, and then Christmas.
But I guess Christmas break is basically like transitioning into spring break, spring semester. So I guess that's why. But I don't know. I always liked fall and winter better than spring and summer.
I feel like there's more. I don't know. I used to think that there was more like holidays to celebrate in the fall semester, but that's not true either.
No.
Because there's a bunch in the spring. But I think it's more like there's more outdoor activities that you can do in the fall, which makes it feel, I don't know, more fun, I guess.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's good to be back.
It is good to be back.
We're going to talk more about different things here and there. So
Lots of things.
yeah, we'll make this season worth a listen.
Yeah.
So see you next time.
See ya.